Hi everyone, in this video I am discussing how one can become dependent on being in a relationship. And this point emerged after my partner left for a couple of weeks to go and study at his mom's place. And I noticed a quite peculiar, interesting thing when he left. So after he left, I noticed within me this urge to start missing the house and to, give in and not really do the things that we normally do here together in our house in terms of keeping it clean and picking up the things around the house. So I had more or less begun this I had placed myself in this kind of personality of, yeah, he's not home, so now I can do whatever I want. And I was only a few minutes, perhaps a couple of hours into this when I realized that I was acting differently and that I was perceiving and experiencing myself and the house differently. And so within this, I started looking at how fascinating it is that we will define ourselves and create ourselves into such relationship personalities because if I'm not the same when my partner is here than when I'm alone, then who is it that is real? Am I real when I'm with my partner, or am I more real when I'm alone? And so in that moment I could just look at the point, and I just corrected it and said, no, I prefer having it clean and I prefer cleaning up my mess, and I don't enjoy living in a mess. So, and it's a point of self-respect and self-honoring as well, and it has nothing to do with whether or not my partner is home. But it was still interesting that this point even came up, this change that suddenly my partner is not here, and so I'm not the same as when he is here. So what does that mean? Who am I then? And so I found this in many relationships that I've walked through, is that I would take on and place myself in this relationship personality where when I was alone I would almost collapse. It would be this relief, like, oh man, I can finally be myself. And in my younger years, it was very extreme. And I know for a fact that many women and girls, but also men and boys, are like this, where one will, for example, not go to the bathroom while one's partner is there, or you won't fart in bed, or you wouldn't wear your comfortable gym clothes because your partner might think that it's ugly and that you're not pretty anymore. And how insane is that, when relationships are supposed to be the places where we are supposed to be able to be ourselves and, be accepted unconditionally for who we are. And yet this point just reveals how fake our lives and our relationships with each other have become, where even when you're in a relationship, even when people live together, they put up these fake personalities and literally become dependent on the relationship and the other person for them to keep up appearances. And then when the relationship is gone, or when their partner leave, they will return or reverse back into their old self. So this is definitely a cool point that one can investigate for oneself. Who am I within my relationship? And also realize that if we're not the same, no matter who's here, no matter who we're with, if my application of taking care of myself and my house isn't the same whether or not my partner is here, then it isn't a real self-application. Then I'm perhaps doing something to, be seen a certain way, or perhaps I am dependent on someone else pulling me and setting an example for me. Because if I then completely revert back into old patterns when they're gone, then it wasn't real. And so I haven't really changed. I've just put on appearances for the sake of keeping up a relationship. So in this situation, I was able to see it immediately and simply correct myself and just act like I would any other day, whether or not my partner is here or not, in realizing that it doesn't define me, that it doesn't define me to be in a relationship and whether or not I'm in a relationship. So interesting point to consider for oneself. Thank you. Bye.